When you go on this healing journey, when you are aware of why you do things because you've opened that core wound, you can tell sometimes when something is a trauma response and when something is aligned with your higher self. Welcome back to my channel. I am Katerina and I am your guide through the underworld. I help guide you through the depths of your soul so you can heal your core wounds and ultimately align with your highest purpose. I wanted to speak to you today about reacting from a trauma response. I had something happen to me that really triggered me. It brought me into a space where I didn't want to show up. I didn't want to go to this event because of something triggering me. And through analysing whether or not I should go, I realised that I was reacting from a trauma. When you are aware of your core wounds and you know where they stem from, or you know the root, or you know why, you do react from a certain different standpoint. You no longer react from trauma, you react from aligned. However, when something's still not healed, and we are people, we are constantly healing. There's not a day where like you'll suddenly wake up and be the most healed and nothing ever bothers you, but it's more as in you understand. This is why I said in another video that like your core wounds are beside you, because you understand why you do certain things. You understand now, so you are less likely to do them. And my example was in the midst of my healing, and there was just one little thing that I wasn't working on, and it got brought up. The universe was like, hey, flick me. No. The universe said like, hello, we're gonna bring this to light because you have not worked on it. I had to sit there with myself and I ask myself multiple questions when I do my journaling or when I do my shadow work or when something triggers me. Often I prefer talking. My wealth rebirth course has like multiple ways that you can do it. So like, for instance, if you want to write, if you want to dictate for it to turn into like words, if you want to voice note, or even if you want to video journal, whatever is the most comfortable for you. But also you probably do all four. Like, there are times when I want to write and there are times that I just want to lay there and speak. And then sometimes if I feel comfortable enough, I'll video ones that like I feel like I might want to watch back sometimes when I know it's a deep, especially when it's about fear, like shame or safety and things like that. I might want to record myself because I will look back on it and be like, oh wow, look at how far you've come. But anyway, that's beside the point. I sat there and I spoke and I asked myself lots of different questions. And one of them was, if I was my highest self right now, if I had the most confidence and I was, if I was in like the peak of my career and if I had all this abundance around me, what would she do? And I realized she would go. She wouldn't let this one incident stop her from like standing in her power. And in that moment, I realized, oh my goodness, this is a trauma response. And that is a great way for you to figure out whether or not your reactions are trauma led or soul led. And I worked on that wound because of that. Because the thing is no matter how healed you're doing or how much work you're doing on yourself, there are moments where you will be triggered by someone from your past or by something that brings up something from your past. It's just the way it is. And our job is to make sure that we change that narrative. We keep pushing forward and don't step backwards into the same narrative, the same story that was. If you react from a space of soul, you know that everything is for you, and you also know that everyone's reactions are just their own trauma that they haven't dealt with yet. If someone gets triggered by you, going out and wearing like a really great outfit, that's their own trauma. Their reaction towards you is nothing to do with you. And I started to learn this, I would say, after about 2 months of doing my shadow work, like for my specific core wounds within astrology. After 2 months, I started to realize, and I started to feel really sad, and not in a patronizing way, just in a, oh, I wish you could see what I see, or I wish you could love yourself, and I wish you would deal with this trauma because it's hurting others. That's why I always say, if you feel called to do the shadow work, like my link is below type thing, because you will stop if you don't. You will get to like 1% of my work and be triggered by it and walk away, and that's fine. You'll come back to it at some point, but you can't force yourself into shadow work. You can't force yourself into healing. The time will come when it's meant to come. Someone said to me once, don't you fear like this? Fear knowing the depths of all of this and knowing why you react to certain things and knowing your core wounds. And I said, no, I fear not doing it. I fear staying the same. I fear my life staying the same. I fear the potential of what my life could be and not having that, because I was too scared to do the work, to do the deep work. I think it's such a beautiful thing when you choose your healing, when you choose no longer to react from a place of trauma. And it's hard, it's really hard, but it's so beautiful when you go through it, because it's just like every cry, sometimes even a scream, is just it leaving your body. You can feel the weight dropping, like literally leaving your body. The more work you go, the more deep you go. I'm so passionate about shadow work. I'm so passionate about like the depths of your soul, because you deserve to be fully in alignment. You deserve the abundance of life, and that's not just money. And it's funny, it's reminded me of this comment that I had, and her reaction was from a place of triggered. And when I read it initially, it was like my people pleasing tendencies to be like, oh, no, that's not what I mean, blah, blah, blah. But actually, I sat for a second and I was like, I hope she can heal that and then hopefully come back to me. If the camera is off or it doesn't look the same as it did a second ago, my camera literally ran out of storage, and I had to figure that out. And I don't know how long I was recording for, like, as in I don't know how long I was talking without it filming. Trying not to be a perfectionist in this time. When you go into shadow work, it's not easy. It's not light, but it is so necessary. You will not be the same person, but that's what you want, right? If you're watching this video, you don't want to react from a place of trauma anymore. You want to react from a place of soul-led, of healing, of light. But in order to have that, you need to go to the depths of your soul. The universe is 100% testing me on this. It's like, is this really what you want to talk about? Are you really going to do it? I'm going to keep on testing you, blah, blah, blah. Because this has literally cut out 3 times now. Astrology shadow work helps you get to the depths of your soul. I'm not going to say it in a different way because that's what it is. In my wealth rebirth course, like, I have prompts specific to the planet or the asteroid and within the house and the sign. And I have like this, like, some have 2-3 pages of like what that means for you in your house, and like, for instance, what Saturn, what its lessons are to you, like what Saturn is trying to teach you. And if you know me by now, then you know I've done it in like a poetic, almost like a book way. But it's because in astrology, like, I know you. If you have Saturn in your 10th house, I know you. If you have Lilith in your 3rd, I know you. The amazingness that you are and that society has taught you to forget. And I am here to help you. I am here to put that light on it for you. I know you feel pulled. I know you feel this overwhelming guilt, shame, and fear. You feel guilty because you're like, but my life is good. Why should I? I feel like my life is good, but why do I call for more? Why do I want more? You feel shame because people have taught you to not want what you want. And you feel fear because you know if you walk through this portal, you will not be the same again. But that's beautiful, right? You will go back home because your chart is your map, it's your home, it's your destiny, but it's also where you were in the beginning of your life. And that society and people, parents, caregivers have taught you not to be. I am here to remind you to be. I think this is why the universe stopped, because like, I needed to say that. Shadow work isn't light and it's not easy. Astrology shadow work is not easy. But it's here to change you, to transform you. When I did my shadow work on myself, like, oh, I was writing Pluto in the 9th house, and it was like I was writing to myself. I channeled what I've been through, what I fear, because I have Pluto in my ninth house. And when I was reading the prompt back to myself, I was like, oof, damn, that hits. My work will trigger you. That's the intent behind it. I want for you to get to the depths, be triggered by it, and walk free afterwards. I don't want you to hold this shit on you anymore. I don't want you to react from a place of trauma, because it sucks. I feel like you don't have the same people around you when you react from a place of healed. I feel like, and that's scary, and I know, like, I feel some of you being like I know, but life on the other side is so beautiful. Your destiny is so beautiful, and I desperately want you to get there. But I am not going to force you. I'm not going to do anything than what I'm doing. And hopefully you'll feel the call. Hopefully you'll see your destiny too. I'm so grateful for everyone. I'll leave you with this though. If I didn't say it before, I can't remember what happened before the storage and all of that. But I'll leave you with this. Ask yourself, when you react it from something, whether it's verbally or inward, if you have this tense feeling, this reaction, ask yourself, if I was my most aligned self right now, if I was doing what I would love to do, would I react this way? Would I care? And if the answer is no, then you've got to do it, because that's your fear getting in the way of your path. And it might scare you that I said, I see you, but I do. I understand you. I understand where your lessons are. I understand where your transformations are. I understand where your raw rage is. If you feel called by this video, let me know. Thank you so much for watching.